Before cities had names, before streets carried footsteps through the night, there were evenings like this. The sun lowered slowly, not behind buildings, but behind open land that stretched without edges. There were no walls to close the day, no doors to lock the darkness outside. As the light faded, people gathered not because they had to, but because the night asked them to. A small fire became the center of everything, warmth, light, and time itself. Shadows moved across familiar faces, not strangers, not crowds, just a few lives sharing the same quiet space. There were no distant sounds of traffic, no lights glowing in the dark, only the wind, the crackle of fire, and the steady rhythm of breathing. This was a kind of night the world would one day forget. Tonight, we return to one of those evenings, to the last quiet nights before cities existed. The light does not disappear at once. It thins. It loosens its hold on the ground. Shadows stretch before they deepen. Edges soften. The world does not end its day, it exhales. Eyes adjust without effort, noticing more by seeing less. Movement becomes suggestion. Presence replaces detail. The dark is not empty, it is wide. It waits without asking anything. People drift closer. No signal is given, no decision is made. Bodies understand what schedules never taught. Distance shortens. Warmth becomes shared. Someone settles near the fire. Someone else mirrors the movement. The circle forms on its own. The fire stays low. It does not demand attention. It offers steadiness. Light gathers in a small place, enough to see hands, enough to recognize faces. Beyond the edge of that glow, nothing needs to be named. Nothing presses forward. Time no longer moves in lines. It pools. It lingers. Moments are not counted. They are felt through change, through the sound of wood easing into ash, a small crack. Then silence again. No one fills it. Silence is allowed to remain. Breath becomes slower, not intentionally, just gradually. The body lowers itself. Muscles release without instruction. Children stay close. They are not sent away. They are not separated. Sleep does not belong to a room. It belongs to the group, to the shared rhythm. A child shifts. An adult adjusts. Nothing is spoken. The fire responds. A piece of wood is added. Sparks rise, then vanish. Darkness holds. It does not rush. It does not threaten. Sound arrives, one at a time. An insect, then nothing. Wind moves through leaves, then passes. Each sound has space around it, a pause, a rest. The nervous system listens and softens. There is no announcement of sleep, no clear moment when waking ends. Eyes close, then open again, then close longer. Thoughts thin out. Images drift without shape. Awareness floats. The fire lowers itself. Light fades by degrees, never abruptly. Someone leans against another. Weight becomes reassurance. The ground remains solid. The night remains steady. This is not rest as an activity. It is rest as a condition. The body knows how to do this. It remembers without effort. Hours pass unnoticed, or perhaps they do not pass at all. The night holds everything together, without ownership, without borders. No one controls it. No one needs to. Belonging appears quietly, not declared, not defended. It is simply there. Later, much later, new lights will arrive. They will stretch the day. They will divide the dark. Spaces will shrink. Walls will appear. Doors will close. Sleep will be scheduled, separated, prepared for. Silence will thin. Brightness will linger. But something will remain underneath. A preference for dim light. A calm near flame. Ease in shared quiet. A comfort that does not explain itself. A pull towards slower nights. The body still recognizes this pace, even now. When lights lower, when sound fades, when nothing asks to be done, the night returns, not fully, but enough. Enough for the body to settle, enough for the breath to slow, enough for sleep to arrive the way it always did, without instruction, without effort, still, quiet, whole. The fire is smaller now, not gone, just quieter. Light gathers closer to the ground, faces soften, features blur. No one remarks on the change, it happens without notice. Heat reaches only so far. Enough, always enough. The night does not ask for attention, it allows it to fade. Breathing finds a shared rhythm. One breath slows, another follows. The group rests inside the same pace, unplanned, unspoken. Someone shifts in their sleep, fabric moves, then stillness returns. Dreams do not pull the body away, they hover nearby, light, loose. A hand touches the ground, feeling its steadiness, then lets go. The dark holds all directions equally. There is no forward, no behind. Awareness drifts, comes back, drifts again. Time does not disappear. It spreads thin. Moments stretch, not longer, just wider. The fire gives a final sound, a soft collapse, ash settling. No one responds. There is nothing to do. Warmth remains after flame, a memory in the air. Children breathe deeply, their bodies heavy with sleep. Adults rest without guarding. Nothing needs watching. The night keeps its shape, unchanging, reliable. Sound arrives rarely now, a distant movement, then quiet. The pause between sounds grows, comfortable, complete. The body lowers further, muscles release again, deeper this time. Sleep thickens, not sudden, layered. Thoughts lose edges. They do not finish, they fade. Light continues to withdraw, not leaving, just thinning. Darkness becomes familiar, not empty, not full, simply present. This is the part of night that leaves no memory, only effect. Heart rate slows, temperature settles. The body agrees. There is no dream worth holding, no story to follow. Rest happens beneath awareness, working quietly, thoroughly. The ground remains close, the air steady. Nothing approaches, nothing departs. Eventually, the fire becomes shape only, then not even that. The circle remains. Even without light, people remain, even without movement. The night does not mark this moment. It does not need to. Much later, something will shift. Not a sound, not a signal, just a subtle lightening, a lessening of dark. The body will notice before the mind does. Sleep will loosen its grip, gently. No one wakes all at once. Eyes open slowly, then close again. The night releases in stages as it arrived. No urgency follows, no task waits. The quiet lingers, clinging softly. This rhythm stays inside the body long after the night ends. It appears in moments of stillness, in dim rooms, in shared silence. A memory without image, a knowing without words. The body remembers nights like this, even now. It always has. The dark no longer feels wide. It feels close, protective. The air settles into stillness, not silence, a softer state of sound. Nothing moves with purpose now, only small adjustments. A shoulder easing, a leg relaxing. The night has reached its deepest tone. Not heavy, just complete. Breath moves quietly, almost unnoticed, as if the body is breathing itself. The ground holds warmth from earlier, a faint reminder, enough to rest on. Sleep is no longer coming, it is already here. Awareness thins to a narrow thread, then loosens, then lets go. There is no center anymore, no fire, no edge, only shared space, shared dark. The body no longer tracks position, no left, no right. Weight becomes evenly spread, supported from below, from all sides. This is not unconsciousness. It is something older, something simpler. The night works without instruction, regulating, balancing. Heartbeats fall into a slow pattern, steady, unconcerned. The nervous system stays low. No alertness needed, no readiness required. The world has paused its asking. Nothing expects a response. Time feels circular here, returning to itself, not moving forward. Moments repeat without repetition, each one similar, each one new. Sleep deepens without ceremony, layer by layer. Dreams pass lightly, barely touching, leaving no trace. The body stays, anchored, at ease. Even discomfort does not linger. It rises, then dissolves. The dark remains unchanged, a constant field, reliable. This is the portion of night that repairs without noise. Tissues soften, thoughts clear, signals reset. No one witnesses this work. It does not need observation. The night does not keep record. It gives freely, then withdraws. Far away, something will begin to stir. Not yet, not now. Here, everything remains still. The air cools slightly, barely noticeable. The body adjusts without waking. A blanket shifts. A breath deepens, then returns to its place. There is no startle, no interruption. The night holds the transition gently, as it holds everything else. Eventually, darkness becomes lighter, not bright, just thinner. The change is gradual, almost kind. The body senses it. Before thought forms, sleep loosens its grasp, slowly, reluctantly. Awareness returns in fragments, Not whole, not urgent. Eyes may open briefly, then close again. The night is not finished, only changing. Rest remains nearby, easy to return to. This rhythm stays familiar, even as the dark fades. The body recognizes this passage. It has known it before, long before names, before rooms, before clocks. When waking finally arrives, it does not break the night. It continues it in another form. Calm carries forward, quiet lingers. The body rises slowly, still wrapped in softness. Nothing rushes in, nothing demands. The night leaves gently as it came, and somewhere inside, the body keeps this memory, not as a picture, not as a story, as a pace, as a feeling, a way of being that remains available whenever the light lowers, whenever sound thins. The night is remembered, and the body responds, still, steady, at rest. Morning does not arrive all at once. It gathers, quietly. Darkness thins without leaving. It steps back, patient. The air shifts temperature, only slightly, enough to notice without waking. Birds appear one sound at a time, not a chorus, just a presence. The ground cools, the body adjusts, still resting. Eyes remain closed. Awareness floats near the surface, not ready, not required. Light touches shapes gently. No edges sharpen yet. The night still holds most of the space. Morning waits its turn. Breath stays slow, carried forward from sleep. There is no need to rise. No signal has been given. The body remembers how to remain, how to linger. This pause once belonged to everyone, a shared stillness before movement. No tasks entered here, no plans formed, only the continuation of calm. As light increases, it does not disturb. It reveals hands, ground, nearby forms. Everything appears familiar, even without names. The quiet does not break. It changes texture. People begin to stir, not together, not apart. A stretch, a shift of weight, a longer breath. Sleep releases slowly, reluctant to end. The body accepts this. It does not resist. It does not rush. Movement stays minimal, efficient, unforced. Morning feels like part of the night, not its opposite. The nervous system stays low, safe, balanced. This transition carries care. It always did. Later, much later, sounds will multiply, voices, footsteps, tools, but not yet. Here, the day learns how to begin. Light grows warmer, still soft. Shadows shorten, but remain. The body opens its eyes, closes them again. No urgency follows. This rhythm once shaped waking, gentle, shared. The body still prefers it, even now, in quiet rooms, in early light, in moments without demand. This memory lives beneath habit, beneath schedule. It surfaces when alarms are absent, when lights are low. A calm that does not need explanation. A steadiness that does not announce itself. The body recognizes this state immediately. Heart rate stable, breath even, awareness present, not sharp. This is how mornings used to feel, an extension, not a reset. The night does not end. It fades into usefulness. Rest carries forward, into movement, into action. Nothing is lost in the transition. Nothing is left behind. Even when days become loud, even when nights shorten, the body keeps this knowledge quietly. It waits for moments like this, small, unremarkable, light through a window, sound held at a distance. The same calm returns, not fully, but enough. Enough to slow, enough to settle, enough to remember that waking does not have to be abrupt. That rest can trail behind us like warmth after flame. Morning continues, slowly. The day opens, carefully. And somewhere underneath, the night remains still, supportive, available, whenever quiet returns. The day continues without urgency. Movement returns, carefully, as if remembering something. Hands reach for simple tasks, nothing complicated, nothing demanding. The body moves with leftover calm, sleep still nearby, not gone. Light fills the space more fully now, but it does not overwhelm. It rests on surfaces. Shadows remain. They soften the brightness, they slow the scene. Sound returns in layers. A step, a breath, a distant call. Each sound has space. Nothing crowds the air. The nervous system stays steady. It does not rise quickly. It does not brace. This pace once guided the day, from its first moment through its middle. Work did not begin sharply. It unfolded. Tasks were shared. Movements mirrored. Rhythms aligned. There was time to notice, to pause, to adjust. The body remembers this ease, even when the world forgets. It appears in small ways, in slower mornings, in unhurried moments, a preference for natural light, a relief when noise fades. The body responds before thought, lowering shoulders, deepening breath. This is not rest anymore, but it carries rest inside it. Action without tension, motion without pressure. The day holds a softer shape here, less divided, more continuous. Time feels less segmented, less counted, more lived. Hunger arrives gently, not sharp, not demanding. Food is shared, prepared slowly, consumed without rush. Conversation, if it appears, moves easily, with gaps. Silence remains welcome. It is not filled, it is respected. The body stays present, not pulled ahead, not dragged back. This rhythm once filled entire days, not just nights. Effort existed, but it was paced. It was measured by feeling. The sun moves across the sky, unnoticed, untracked. Light shifts again. Afternoon approaches quietly. The body adjusts with it, naturally, without resistance. Fatigue does not crash. It arrives as a suggestion, a signal to slow. Rest appears in short pauses, a sit, a lean, a moment of stillness. No one escapes the day, no one fights it. Everything belongs to the same flow. Work, rest, waiting. The body recognizes this pattern. It has always known it. even now, inside structured hours, inside artificial light. It waits for moments of return, brief, unremarkable. A quiet room, a shared meal, a pause without explanation. In those moments, the day softens. The same calm from the night moves through the afternoon, unbroken. The body holds steady, grounded, capable. Nothing presses too hard, nothing pulls too fast. This memory does not demand attention. It does not insist. It simply offers an alternative pace, whenever allowed. The sun lowers again, slowly, predictably. Light warms, then thins. The body senses the change before noticing the sky. Muscles release slightly. Breath deepens again. The cycle continues, unforced, reliable. Day does not rush into night, it yields, and the body prepares, not by planning, but by remembering. Remembering how to slow, how to gather, how to rest together. The same quiet returns, not identical, but familiar, enough to settle the body, enough to soften the edges, enough to carry forward, always. Evening does not announce itself. It settles. Light begins to lean, not downward, sideways. Shadows grow longer without darkening. They stretch. They wait. The body senses the shift before noticing the sky. Energy loosens. Attention softens. Movement becomes economical. Only what is needed, nothing extra. The air cools slightly. Skin responds. Shoulders drop. This is not the end of the day. It is the rounding of it. Sounds change their quality, less sharp, more distant. Voices lower on their own. Pauses lengthen. The nervous system recognizes this hour. It eases without permission. The world feels less demanding now. Edges blur again. Light reflects instead of striking. Surfaces glow briefly, then dim. The body returns to familiar patterns, slower steps, longer exhales. Gathering begins naturally, not planned, not announced. People move closer, spaces narrow. Comfort increases. Nothing dramatic happens. Nothing needs to. The day releases its grip, gradually. Thoughts lose urgency. Lists fall away. Tasks dissolve. Awareness turns inward, then outward again, unforced. The pace becomes shared, even among strangers. This hour once belonged to everyone. A collective softening. The body remembers. It always does. Hunger returns, gently, not sharp, not rushed. Food arrives simply, prepared without tension, eaten slowly. Hands pause between movements. Conversation drifts, then rests. Silence appears, not awkward, expected. The body stays grounded, balanced between effort and rest. Light continues to thin. Color drains quietly from the world. The sky deepens. Not dark yet, just lower. Breath lengthens again. Heart rate follows. The nervous system settles into familiarity, a known pattern, reliable. This transition requires no instruction. It happens on its own. The body prepares for night without planning for sleep. Muscles soften, joints loosen. Weight feels evenly held. The mind slows its reach. It stops searching ahead. The present grows wide, spacious. Time stretches again, not longer, less tight. The day does not resist ending. It folds itself inward. The body mirrors this, turning toward rest, toward stillness. Light withdraws carefully, leaving no shock. Darkness approaches, but gently. This is the hour of in-between, neither active nor asleep. The body feels safest here, balanced, unpressured. The world holds steady. Nothing accelerates, nothing collapses. The cycle continues, as it always has, even now, even here. The body knows what comes next. It does not rush to meet it. It waits, calm, open. As evening deepens, everything finds its place, without effort, without signal, just as before. Night returns without announcement. It does not arrive. It is noticed. Light fades until it no longer leads. It follows instead. Shadows deepen, then stop deepening. They settle into place. The body responds before thought forms. Movements slow. Breath lengthens. The air cools again, not suddenly, just enough. Sound thins. Distances grow wider. Voices fall away naturally. Nothing replaces them. The world simplifies. Fewer shapes, fewer edges. The nervous system lowers its guard, not from exhaustion, from familiarity. The body recognizes this state, a known condition, trusted. Gathering happens again, closer, quieter. People align without intention. Spacing adjusts. Comfort increases. Light becomes optional. A small source remains, then dims. Darkness does not press, it receives. The body settles into stillness, not rigid, supported. Time loosens its structure. Minutes dissolve. Order fades. The present expands. Wide, unoccupied. Breath finds depth without effort. In, out. The body grows heavier, not weighed down, grounded. This is not the beginning of sleep. It is the descent toward it. Thoughts slow their movement. They drift. They pause. Attention no longer reaches forward. It rests where it is. The environment holds steady. No changes demand response. The night offers continuity, a long, unbroken stretch. Muscles release again. Small adjustments complete themselves. The body prepares quietly, without instruction. Darkness becomes complete, but not empty. It contains sound. It contains warmth. It contains presence. The circle reforms, even without fire. Shared space returns, unspoken, stable. The body accepts this fully. No resistance, no expectation. Sleep begins to appear, not as an event, as a condition. Awareness softens, edges blur. The boundary between inside and outside thins. Breath connects everything. The nervous system rests low, safe, unchallenged. The night does not ask for attention. It holds it gently. Nothing interrupts. Nothing intrudes. This is the pace the body trusts.
It has always trusted it, even now, even here. Sleep draws nearer, not pulling, inviting. The body leans toward it, naturally. The world remains steady, dark, quiet. The night continues, without signal, without end, and the body follows.
Sleep settles more deeply now, not all at once, in layers. The body no longer adjusts. It has found its place. Breath moves on its own, even, quiet. The night holds steady. Nothing shifts. Nothing calls. Awareness drifts farther from the surface, still present, but distant. Thought dissolves into sensation, warmth, weight, contact. The ground supports everything evenly. No pressure points, no tension. The body is no longer checking, no scanning, no listening for change. Sound exists at the edge of notice, so faint it blends with silence. Time loosens further. It no longer stretches. It simply is. Moments pass without marking themselves. They leave no trace. The nervous system stays low, resting, repairing. This depth of night works quietly. No signals, no awareness required. Muscles soften beyond intention. Release continues, deeper still. The body trusts completely now. Nothing is expected. Nothing is needed. Dreams may appear, or not. If they do, they are light, passing. They do not pull the body away. They hover, then fade. The night does not change its tone. It remains even, consistent. Darkness feels full, not crowded, contained. The sense of self thins, edges blur. There is no urgency to return, no pull toward waking. The body stays where it is, supported, safe. Breath deepens slightly, then steadies again. Heart rate remains slow, reliable. This is the portion of night that leaves no memory behind. Only balance, only restoration. The body receives what it needs without noticing the process. Signals reset, systems align. Nothing interrupts this work. The night protects it. Stillness holds everything in place, firm, gentle. Even discomfort does not linger here. It cannot hold shape. Everything softens. Everything eases. The body exists without effort, without posture, without plan. Awareness floats far above, or perhaps nowhere at all. The night remains unchanged, patient, wide. No edges appear, no distinctions matter. This depth does not last forever, but it lasts long enough for repair, long enough for ease. The body accepts this fully, without thought, without question. Eventually, a subtle shift will come. Not yet, not now. For now, the night remains complete. The body rests inside it, fully, still, steady, held. A subtle change begins, so slight it has no shape. The night does not end. It loosens. Darkness thins at the edges, not pulling away, just easing. The body senses this before awareness returns. A gentle shift, a quiet signal.
Breath remains slow but less deep. The night still holds. It does not release yet. Awareness drifts closer, then recedes again. Sleep is still present. It simply lightens. The body stays heavy, supported, at ease. Time does not move forward. It widens again. Moments feel spacious, uncounted. Sound has not returned, only potential. The nervous system remains low, safe, balanced. This is the turning of night, not toward waking, just toward change. Dreams thin further, if they appear at all. The body continues its quiet work, uninterrupted. Rest remains primary, everything else secondary. The ground feels steady, unchanged. The air cools slightly, then stabilizes. Nothing calls for response. Nothing demands attention. The night continues to protect this state gently. A faint awareness of space returns, not thought, just presence. Inside, outside, still blended. The boundary remains soft, almost absent. Breath becomes more noticeable, still calm. The heart keeps its rhythm, unhurried. This is not the beginning of morning, it is the easing of night. The body understands this phase. It has known it many times. Before clocks, before alarms. It does not prepare to rise, it remains. The night stretches itself thinner, without breaking. Stillness holds. Nothing enters, nothing leaves. Eventually, awareness floats closer again, not arriving, hovering. Eyes may move beneath lids, then settle. The body remains committed to rest, not yet ready to release. The night keeps its promise, providing space, providing safety.
This phase lingers, longer than expected, longer than noticed. Time loses meaning here. Again, the body continues to accept rest without interruption. Everything remains quiet, complete. The night has not finished. It is simply changing shape, and the body stays with it. Calm, unrushed, present. The night reaches its final stillness, not ending, settling. Darkness remains, but it feels lighter now, less dense. The body rests in this balance, neither deep asleep nor awake. Breath continues, soft and regular. No effort involved. Awareness floats nearby, not entering, not leaving. The world stays quiet. Nothing announces itself. Nothing interrupts. This is the last stretch of night, unmarked, unnoticed. The body remains supported, ground steady, air calm. Muscles hold their softness. No new tension appears. The nervous system stays low, comfortable, familiar. Time feels thin, almost transparent. Moments pass without weight, without direction. Sound has not returned, only the possibility of it. The body senses openness, a widening, a readiness. But no movement follows. Not yet. Sleep loosens further, still present, still holding. Thought does not return, only sensation, warmth, contact, stillness. The night carries this gently,
like a surface that does not break. There is no reason to hurry, no pull forward. The body remains where it is, balanced, whole. Darkness shifts again, barely. The change is kind, almost considerate. Breath adjusts slightly, still calm. Heart rate remains even, unconcerned. The night does not rush its release. It never has. This pause belongs to the body entirely. Nothing competes for attention. Nothing asks to be named. Awareness hovers closer now, still quiet, still soft. The boundary between rest and waking thins, not crossing, just visible. The body recognizes this place, a threshold, a gentle one. It has passed through before, many times. There is no signal to rise, no instruction. The body waits, comfortable waiting. The night continues to hold, a little longer. Everything remains stable, reliable. Then, very slowly, the night begins to step back, not leaving, making room. The body feels this before thought, before decision. Sleep releases one layer, then another. Still no urgency, still no demand. Awareness gathers, not sharp, not full. Eyes may flutter, then rest again. The night does not resist this, it allows it. This is how it ends, not abruptly, not completely, with space, with ease. The body accepts the transition calmly. Rest does not vanish, it stays nearby. The night leaves its imprint, quietly. A steadiness remains, a softness. Even as light will return, this calm stays underneath. The body keeps it, carries it forward, always.
Light finally returns. Not suddenly, not completely. It slips into the space the night leaves behind. Careful, measured. The body notices warmth before brightness, a mild change, almost welcome. Breath remains slow, as if unsure whether to change. Awareness gathers gently, still soft, still unformed. The world does not rush back. It waits. Shapes begin to separate, ground from air, near from far. Nothing sharpens yet. Edges stay kind. The body remains resting, even as waking approaches. Muscles do not tense. They remember the night. The nervous system stays low, protected by what came before. This is not waking as interruption. It is waking as continuation. The night has not vanished. It has settled deeper inside. Calm moves forward with the body, unnoticed, carried. Eyes may open briefly. Light enters, then rests again. There is no demand to rise, no signal to act. The body chooses its own timing, as it once did. This pace still exists beneath habit, beneath routine. It surfaces when allowed, in quiet mornings, in soft light. The body recognizes this state instantly. Relief follows. Heart rate steady, breath even. Awareness becomes clearer, but not sharp. Thought returns slowly, without urgency. Memory does not rush in. Plans remain distant. The present stays wide, comfortable. Movement begins carefully, a shift, a stretch. The body tests the day, gently. Nothing resists, nothing pushes back. The ground remains steady, supportive.
Light grows brighter but does not overwhelm. Sound returns one layer at a time, a distant noise, then quiet again. The world resumes slowly, as if remembering how. This way of waking once shaped entire lives, not just mornings. Action followed rest, not the other way around. The body still prefers this order, even now. It responds when pressure lifts, when pace softens. A familiar calm returns, brief but real. The night's work remains, in posture, in breath, in balance. Even as movement increases, something stays quiet underneath. This steadiness does not announce itself, it simply supports. The day begins, but without rupture. The body carries forward what the night provided: repair, ease, continuity. Nothing is lost in the change, nothing erased. The cycle completes itself gently. Night into morning, rest into motion. The body remembers how to move this way, even if the world forgets. And when darkness comes again, the body will recognize it immediately, because it never stopped knowing. Still, steady, present.
As the day settles into itself, the calm does not disappear. It thins, but it remains. Movement becomes more frequent now, yet it carries less weight, less resistance. The body remembers the night even while standing in light. Breath stays lower, not forced, just natural. Awareness widens instead of sharpening. Attention rests where it lands. The world grows brighter, but the body does not tighten in response. Light moves across surfaces. It does not press, it does not insist. Sound fills the air more fully now, but the nervous system does not rise to meet it. It listens without bracing, hears without preparing. This steadiness comes from earlier, from darkness, from rest. The body carries it forward quietly. Posture adjusts with ease. Muscles remain cooperative. Nothing pulls too hard. Nothing pushes too fast. This is motion without urgency, action without tension. The day unfolds piece by piece. No single moment dominates. Time resumes its shape, but it is looser than before. Hours do not feel stacked. They feel continuous. Hunger arrives softly. Energy returns gradually. The body responds without haste, without demand. This pace once shaped entire days, from beginning to end. Effort was present, but it was shared. It was measured by sensation. The body still recognizes this rhythm. It responds whenever allowed. In moments of pause, in spaces between sounds, a hand resting, a breath taken fully. These small returns matter. They reconnect the cycle. Even as the world speeds, the body keeps a slower option. It does not argue. It waits. The nervous system remembers what safety feels like. Not excitement, not control, but steadiness, predictability, flow. The night provided this. Without instruction, the day carries it forward, even if unnoticed. Fatigue does not arrive as collapse, it arrives as information, a signal to soften, to slow again. Rest appears in brief forms, a still moment, a quiet breath. The body uses them well.
It knows how. This knowledge is old, older than structure, older than schedule. It lives beneath habit, beneath language. The body returns to it whenever conditions allow. A dim room, a quiet pause, a shared stillness. In those moments, the cycle completes itself again, not fully, but enough to regulate, enough to balance. The day continues, the world moves, but underneath, the same calm remains available, waiting, patient. When evening comes again, the body will respond immediately. Muscles will release, breath will lengthen. The nervous system will lower itself, remembering the path, because it has traveled it many times. From light into dark, from motion into rest, and back again. Always without effort, always without instruction. The body knows this cycle. It always has. Still, steady, ongoing.
As evening approaches again, the body recognizes the shift immediately. Light begins to lower its intensity, not dim, just softer. The air cools slightly, enough for the skin to notice. Movement slows without instruction. The body adjusts its pace. The nervous system responds before thought appears. Attention turns inward, then outward, unforced. The world feels less sharp. Edges blur again. This time of day carries memory, not conscious, physical. Muscles release what they have been holding, gradually. Breath lengthens. The chest softens. The body does not wait for darkness. It prepares ahead of it. Sound changes quality. Lower, less insistent. Voices soften. Pauses stretch. Nothing needs to be concluded. Nothing needs to be resolved. The day begins to fold itself inward, naturally. Tasks lose urgency. Lists loosen. Awareness returns to the present, wider, less focused. The body prefers this state. It always has. Even now, inside artificial light, inside noise, it searches for dimness, for quiet. A lamp instead of overhead light. A pause instead of movement. These small choices matter. They signal safety. The nervous system responds immediately, lowering, settling. The body recognizes this pattern, old, reliable. Gathering begins, even if alone. Posture softens, weight distributes evenly. The space feels more contained, more supportive. Light continues to withdraw. Color fades gently. The sky deepens, slowly. Breath deepens with it. Heart rate follows. The body does not ask what comes next. It trusts the sequence. This is not the beginning of sleep. It is the return to rhythm. The same rhythm that shaped nights before walls, before rooms, before clocks. The body remembers this timing, even when the mind does not. Evening once belonged to everyone, a shared softening. The body still responds as if it does. Calm spreads through the system, not dramatic, complete. Nothing presses forward, nothing demands attention. The present becomes enough. As darkness approaches, the body remains open, receptive. There is no need to rush rest. It will arrive. The night does not have to be invited. It knows the way. The body prepares by releasing, by slowing, by settling. This preparation happens quietly, without ceremony. The cycle continues,
as it always has, light into dark, activity into stillness. The body moves with it naturally, because it never forgot how. Still, familiar, ready.
Darkness completes its return. Not suddenly, not fully noticed. It settles into the spaces light leaves behind, quiet, certain. The body feels the change immediately. A soft internal shift, a lowering. Muscles loosen again, not all at once, in stages. Breath deepens without effort. The chest moves freely, the belly follows. Sound recedes. What remains feels distant, unimportant. The nervous system recognizes safety, not from walls, not from locks, from predictability, from rhythm. Movement slows further, steps shorten, pauses lengthen. The body no longer prepares for action, it prepares for rest. Attention narrows, then widens again, unfixed. Thought loses momentum. Ideas drift, then stop. The environment feels contained, held, stable. Darkness does not obscure, it simplifies. Fewer shapes, less information. The body responds with relief. Shoulders drop, jaw softens. This hour carries familiarity, a known tone, a trusted pace. The night does not ask anything. It offers space. The body accepts immediately. Posture adjusts toward comfort. Weight redistributes. Balance improves. Stillness appears. Not empty, full. The world feels quieter even when sound exists. It no longer presses. Time loosens again, not stretching, unbinding. Moments drift without sequence, without urgency. The body rests inside this looseness, supported, unchallenged. This is where effort dissolves, where vigilance fades. The nervous system lowers its threshold. Nothing is expected. The body remembers nights like this, long before habit, long before structure. The memory is physical, not visual, not verbal. It lives in breath, in muscle tone, in pace. Darkness deepens slightly, then stops. Nothing changes for a while, and that is enough. The body remains still, comfortable being still. Sleep begins to gather nearby, not entering, waiting. Awareness softens further. Edges blur. The present expands. Quiet, wide. Nothing pulls attention forward, nothing pulls it back. The night holds everything evenly. No center, no edge. The body settles deeper into support, trusting, letting go. This is the state before sleep takes form, before consciousness thins. A pause inside the cycle, unhurried, complete. The body does not rush past it, it stays. Breath continues, steady, low. Heart rate remains calm, reliable. The nervous system rests here willingly. It knows this place. The night continues without interruption, without demand, and the body follows, naturally. The night settles into its longest stretch, unbroken, uninterrupted. Darkness feels complete now, not heavy, secure. The body no longer adjusts. It has arrived. Breath moves slowly, deep, consistent. There is no need to turn, no need to shift. The ground offers full support.
even, reliable. Awareness drifts farther inward, not disappearing, just quiet. Thought no longer forms lines. It loosens, then fades. The nervous system rests low. No alertness remains, no readiness required. This is the portion of night that feels endless, in a comforting way. Time does not advance, it suspends itself. Moments do not follow one another, they blend. The body exists without effort, without intention. Muscles remain soft, joints open, weight spreads evenly. Sound barely reaches awareness, if it appears at all. Silence fills the space between breaths, complete, thick. The body trusts this silence. It does not listen for change. The night remains steady, holding everything in place. Sleep deepens further, not as an action, as a condition. Dreams may pass through, or may not. If they do, they leave no imprint, no story. The body stays anchored, undisturbed. This depth repairs quietly, without sensation, without signal. Signals reset, balance returns. The work happens beneath awareness, efficient, thorough. Nothing interferes, nothing intrudes. The night protects this state, firmly, gently. The boundary between self and space dissolves. There is no separation. Breath connects everything. Air moves in, air moves out. The body rests inside this movement, contained, safe. This is the calm the body seeks. Not stimulation, not escape, but steadiness, continuity. The night does not rush this phase. It allows it to last. There is no reason to wake, no pull upward. The body remains where it is, heavy, grounded. Even discomfort cannot take shape here. It dissolves before forming. Everything softens, everything releases. The night holds all directions equally, no forward, no behind. The body floats within this balance, supported from every side. This is not unconsciousness. It is rest without defense. The nervous system remains open, unthreatened. Time has no meaning here, no edge, no count, only presence, only stillness. The night continues without change, without demand, and the body remains inside it, fully, still, steady, at ease. Nothing follows right away. The night does not move on. It stays, as if waiting for nothing. The space remains unchanged, dark, balanced. The ground is still warm in places, holding what it was given. Breath continues without notice, in, out. No one checks the fire now. There is no reason to. Light exists only as a faint idea, not enough to shape things, enough to feel near. The body does not ask where it is. It already knows. Weight settles fully, every point supported. Sound is distant, almost imagined. Silence fills what remains, not empty, complete. Awareness loosens again, then loosens more. Thought does not return. It does not need to. The night holds this moment, without marking it, without naming it. Time does not stretch. It dissolves. There is no sequence here, no before, no after, only the present, wide, undisturbed. The fire makes no sound now. If it is still there, it does not announce itself. Darkness stays consistent, even, reliable. The body remains at rest, no signal to change, no impulse to move. Breath is the only motion, soft, regular. Everything else is still. The night does not deepen, it does not lighten, it simply continues. The body accepts this easily, without effort. Nothing is missing, nothing needs to arrive. This is the state beneath sleep, beneath awareness, a place without edges, without demand. The night does not end it, it does not begin it. It allows it. The body remains, calm, held. Silence rests on everything evenly. The night stays. The fire is lower now, much lower than before. Its light no longer reaches far. It stays close to the ground, close to where bodies rest. No one moves toward it, no one needs to. The circle remains, even as the glow thins. Breath is easy, uncounted, unnoticed. The ground holds everything evenly. Nothing shifts, nothing asks. A small sound comes from the fire, then fades. Silence returns on its own, comfortable, complete. Darkness fills the space without effort. It does not press in, it simply stays. The body rests where it is, no adjustment needed. Awareness drifts, not away, just softer. The fire lowers again, barely visible now. Light becomes suggestion, then memory. Breath continues, slow, steady. The night does not change, it remains, still, quiet, here.